Andrea Tomatis, and right now I'm the head coach of Czech Republic men's team. I'm originally from Milan, but I live in Rome since I was really young. Right now I'm based, let's say, worldwide, between Rome, April, May, and then summertime we are in Prague. So it's, let's say, between Czech and Italy. I was born in Milan, 1978. Both my parents, they were working in Rome, so we moved in Rome when I was really a young kid. I grew up there. I played many sports. I started with tennis because my father was a tennis player. Then I started to play basketball, and then in the end I picked volleyball as my favorite one. When you are really a young child, of course you want to be in your father's footsteps. So at the very beginning I would love to be, when I was really young, to be an airline pilot as he was. But then in the end, when I started to play sports, it was tennis, then basketball, then a bit of football, then volleyball. I was really in love with it. So being a coach was my let's say my main dream job for sure for the future. So now I'm very happy with my life. I'm doing what I like, and I would never change it. I started as a volleyball indoor player. I started playing when I was around 18 years old. Before that, I was playing basketball. And then I switched to beach volleyball around 23. I played both sports from 23 to something around 27. And then I choose to play beach volleyball only. I decided to coach. It was, let's say, I was on the edge to keep playing or not. It was summer 2016. I was still playing quite fine. But in the end, I had this let's say proposal from Czech Federation to become coach of Andre and David, and I guess it was in the end it was a good choice. I always loved to coach, and I think that at 38 could be the right time to quit and to do something else. Started coaching at a really low level in 2004 when I was still an active player. The very beginning was just for fun because to make some extra money as winter time, because being a beach volleyball player is not the richest sport ever, so you need some extra money to, let's say, to survive, I would say, or to have some more. And in the end, it ended up that I was not that bad, especially after 3 or 4 years. The very beginning was so-and-so, I have to be honest. But then in the end, and thanks to also to the coach that I had when I was a player, I learned quite fast. And when I was around 35, 36, I decided, at the end of my career was, would be really a good idea to be a coach. Let's say to pass my knowledge to someone else. Let's say first of all, you have to realize that your playing career it's over. So you need different, let's say, attitude to be a coach, because you never have to, let's say, you need to forget how easy it was for you something and how hard for you something else, but you have to help the player in what they do best, and also to improve their weakness. Completely forgetting about your playing career, it's a completely different role. Let's say it's not that easy with young players, because as young kid you can be distracted from many factors. So you need them to lead them in to focus on their goals. They have to be clear if they want to be players, being clear that they can still do something else, because if you are a full-time player, doesn't mean that your life is over and you have to focus in beach volleyball only. You can still enjoy your childhood or your, let's say, youthness, focusing on the playing career. So this is really important to me, that it's not like that once you play beach volleyball everything else it's over. You can study, you can meet your friends, you can do everything else, but in a positive way. And also sport can add something from the let's say from the grow up point of view. You can grow up faster, you can become, let's say, adult faster with the sport. It can help you really a lot. Depends on how much you push them. You have to recognize player by player. We are not the same, and also players, they are not the same. So you have to understand who you have in front of you to motivate them in the right way. This is probably the toughest part, because you can be a very good coach from the technical point of view, tactical point of view, but the motivation point of view, it's really tough. And sometimes you do mistake as a coach. You have to learn from your mistake to motivate your player better, which is really tough. Talent, for sure, he play a big role in this difference, and also motivation, which is another talent to me. I mean, the biggest talent you can put in the sport is to overwork the opponents. That's why you have to bother your player to, I mean, which is something it's not that pleasant for them, but you have to bother them to be better, to like, okay, let's repeat this ball, this play one more time to be better than your opponents, because if we don't do it, someone else will, and in the end they're gonna beat us, they're gonna be better than us. So you really need to push them, I mean, with this idea that if we overwork the opponents, we have chance to be better than them. If we give up on a particular situation, practice, play, rallies, then there will be someone else that will push harder than us, and they can in the end be a better team. The main difference between the Olympics and a normal tournament is that you play once a day only. On a normal regular tournament, you have a 32 teams bracket, and you can play up to 3 times a day. Tokyo, it's once a day, and it's not even probably you play the second day, so you have 1 day break. So from the motivation point of view, and from the, let's say, physical preparation point of view, it's for sure different. You have to wait longer. The pressure can rise a bit, so it's a different, let's say, approach. First of all, we have to qualify, which now it's we have good chances, I would say, but it's not done yet, so they don't have to relax, especially now, because I mean, we still don't know how many tournaments will be in 2021, because of course with the coronavirus outbreak, it's not that easy to plan the season. So they need to be focused till July 14, when the Olympic qualification deadline will be done. And then of course, I mean, it's a big achievement for me and for them. I mean, this is why we work really hard since December 2016. So I would say that for the player, it's the best goal you can achieve, for sure. From the result point of view, I would say silver medal in Ostrava 2019 was for sure the best result. I mean, I was really proud of my player. They did a marvelous tournament. In the end, they lost only with Molsorum, which now is probably the best team in the world. And they play a marvelous tournament. That's for sure, from the result point of view, the best moment. But probably the second one is when we got a 9th place in the Hague. It was 2017. It was my very first year as coach with them. It was a 3-star, so it was not the top event, let's say. But this is when I realized that I was doing a good job, and they can have a good potential, because they beat Pedro and Guto, that at that time was a very good team, and I mean, I realized that we were going in the right direction. So I would split this, let's say, the best moment between these two. As a coach, I would say that I regret how me and my assistants, we managed Kristina Kolotsova and Misha Kvapilova, how we coached them during 2018 season, because we did some mistake from the approach point of view, because it's not easy to I mean, when you coach men and women at the same time, you have to make, let's say, some let's say it's not the same. I would say it's they have a different, let's say, point of view. They cannot push as hard as the guys do. They need more, let's say, recovery time, and also from the motivation point of view, it's different. But I think that I learned a lot from that experience, because now I wouldn't do the same mistake, and let's say I can be a bit better also to coach women now. I would say that as a coach, maybe to start to focus a bit more on the technical aspect and tactical aspect, because I mean, this part, it's really, especially the tactical one, to me, it's really important from the coaching point of view. Of course, when you coach, let's say, hobby players, it's not that easy as it is with professional player. But I would say the focus on the tactical part of the game, it's really important. So how to risk, when to risk, and especially how to risk according to who we are facing today, which is every day it's different. So you need to be really focused on the single situation. This is really important to me. We have a lot of statistics about our opponents, which is something that we work really a lot with. And of course, there's also some, let's say, technical and tactical adjustment according to the opponents. Can be how to push the serve when we have a super physical team and we have, let's say, some physical limit against them. Then we push the serve a bit more. We can, let's say, survive if we have a bit more serving mistake per set. But we need to score our breaks point. We're a very physical team, so we need to put pressure at the serve. When we play a team which is a bit different from or very skilled from the side out point of view, we take some risk block, we need more step, more fakes to, let's say, still to put them pressure. So it's really an adjustment. You need to adjust really day by day, play by play, according to the opponent situation. If they are in trouble because you put them in trouble with your serve, you should obey your calls and you should be really, let's say, standing and make them risk. If they're not in trouble, means that they have a very good pass, very good set, then you can risk a bit because otherwise they will side out really easily. So it's really how to manage the risk, I would say, which is really important in the modern beach volleyball now. It is for sure mainly a coach job during practices, but then when they play, they are alone. Especially, I mean, underage they are not, but Andre and David they are. So your job is to teach them how to adjust and how to recognize the single situation when they will be alone in the court, because then you cannot help them anymore. You can help them after the match, but it can be late. So they need to recognize the situation quite quickly, and this is where we work really a lot during practices. This is a good set, so we should obey this code. We should, let's say, risk a bit. This is not a good set, it's a medium set, so we need to obey the call fully. And same thing from the attacking point of view. I have a good set from my partner, so I can take some risk. I have a medium set from my partner, so I have some balls that I can play, some balls that I cannot. I have some tasks that can be make the defender dive to give them, let's say, a worse transition. I have a terrible set. My task is to keep the rally alive. So no mistakes. Let's trust our block defense system and let's them play. Let's the opponents play. I'm still very fine with it. I'm coaching internationally only from 2016, so I'm really still very fine, and I like traveling a lot. My father was an airline pilot, so I used to travel really a lot when I was a young kid. So I like my life really a lot now. I'm more than fine with it.